Hello friends, Adam here with FED. So yesterday in chat during our FE12 stream, someone posted a comment. And that comment really kind of upset me. I don't get upset very often about things said in chat. I really don't care. And it's not like it's something that upset me because it offended me in any way. I'm not that thin-skinned, but it kind of upset me because of the way it would make other people feel, especially in our community where honestly a lot of the people here are pretty new to the series. A lot of us in this community maybe started with Three Houses or maybe started with Echoes or something, but just in the past couple of years. And sure, maybe you have some more experience now, but I get a lot of questions in chat about, oh, is maddening, oh, I'm struggling with maddening. Oh, I just barely made it to chapter 6 in maddening, and it's the hardest game I've ever played or something like that. And I think that's totally reasonable. I think maddening is really difficult, and you are totally valid in saying that. But in chat, someone had something else to say about this. And I'm not going to name names. I honestly don't even remember the name of the person who said it. I'm not upset at this person. I'm not calling them out or anything. And I hope if they do see this video, they're not butthurt about it. But it's something that I want to talk about. So in the thumbnail of the streams, I have it say harder than maddening in reference to Three Houses maddening difficulty, because Reverse Lunatic is really hard. Enemies always attack first, and it's a pain in the butt. That's FE12, and it's just hard. And I do think it is more difficult than maddening in a lot of ways. So yeah, it's a little clickbaity, but that's how the YouTube system works. You got to be a little clickbaity sometimes to get attention. And so in the thumbnail it says harder than maddening. It also gets across that yes, this is a really tough challenge I'm doing. This isn't something that everybody just sits down and does on Tuesday afternoon. This is a hard thing, hard game to play, hard way to play it. Someone came in chat and said, saying that something is harder than maddening doesn't really mean much when maddening is really easy once you figure out how it works or something. Figure out how it works is how they said it, I think. And that is really disingenuous to people who are either new to the series, are new to Three Houses, or just are struggling with the difficulty at all. I still struggle with the difficulty after having played through it a bazillion times at this point. Maddening isn't easy. Maddening takes a lot of thinking. It takes a lot of planning, and it's not something that you can just willy-nilly do. And maybe you can now if you've already done it, or if you've played Three Houses and you know it really well. But if you don't do a little bit of planning, or at least a little bit of thinking, you're gonna have a hard time in the early game, especially. So to come in and say that it's easy because it's easy for you is just kind of messed up. And it's just, again, it didn't offend me. I don't really care. But I feel like it could offend somebody, especially someone new to the series, and that feels kind of toxic. And I don't really like that term, toxic behavior, or that's toxic. But, I mean, I just couldn't think of a better word to describe it. So, I guess, all this to say, I really don't have a purpose for this video other than I wanted to vent about this. Because it is something that I think it is a bit of a pandemic, an epidemic, I'll say, in our community, where we'll say, oh, well, this game is easy if you know what you're doing, or this game is easy, why are you struggling with this? People are very judgmental that way. And it's coming from this person who's played every game in the series multiple times or something, and they're bashing on someone who's new to the series, or making someone who's new to the series feel bad. And that's just not fair. It's just not fair. So just be nice to people. Be nice to people. Understand that maddening is difficult. Just because it's easy for you because you're some strategy RPG savant, or because you've been playing Three Houses for 20 years doesn't mean not Three Houses, sorry, Fire Emblem for 20 years does not mean that it's easy. But yeah, I'll get off my soapbox now. So I guess that'll do it. Again, just wanted to complain and vent. Not complain, more venting than anything. And I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this topic. Do you think Three Houses maddening is easy? And if you do, why do you think it's easy? Is it because you know what you're doing at this point? I mean, That's just how strategy games are. They're not execution based. You know, you don't need to have like fast reactions. You don't need to have good dexterity in your thumbs or whatever. It's not like a fighting game where if you're the best in the world at a fighting game, you can still have you can still just like not like that's a bad analogy, but like, it is like a fighting game where if you maybe you know all the frame data, maybe you know how every move acts, you know the size of every hitbox, every hurt box, you know everything about the game. You still have to execute, and if you can't execute, then you're not going to be good. But Fire Emblem and you know just turn-based strategy games in general, if you know everything about everything, if you know the game really really well, it's basically all you need, because there's no difficult inputs. It's literally just move the cursor around and press the A button at a leisurely pace. So, again, share your thoughts. I'm curious what you guys think on this. And thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe, all that, and I'll catch you next time, friends.